Continuum is a DAO focused on interoperable solutions for real-world assets on many blockchains. We believe in open source code, trustless solutions and on-chain governance. We maintain a cross-chain messaging system called C3 Caller and have many blockchain partners. The backbone of our interoperability are multi-party computation nodes around the world that can be run by anyone. Here are some of those nodes. And they form groups of 5 which collectively sign cross-chain signatures between blockchains. And here are some of these signatures you can see. So let's look at AssetX, our RWA solution. First of all, we need a wallet, and here's a wallet, and you can see MetaMask on Arbitrum Sepolia. We have some USDT to pay for the services. And here we have AssetX Factory, and we can connect to a wallet first of all, and then we need to make sure we're on the right chain, so we're going to switch from base to Arbitrum Sepolia in AssetX. So now we want to create an RWA, and we'll choose to create rental income from some apartments as a demonstration. So first of all, we give the RWA a title and a symbol and the number of decimals to describe the asset. And then we choose which blockchains we want to deploy on. By default, you deploy to the chain you're on, but you can add extra ones now if you wish. So we sign the signature, and here we can see the successful transaction, and the RWA is deployed to Arbitrum. Several smart contracts are created, and now we can see it appearing on Arbitrum. And now and you can just see here that we're the token admin for this asset. We are the issuer of this RWA. Now what we want to do is to modify it and to add an extra chain. So we're going to choose another chain here. We'll choose Binance Smart Chain Testnet. We could choose more at this stage if we wished, and we sign the transaction, wait for the MPC network to deploy cross-chain to Binance Smart Chain. It takes a few minutes, but now we can see after a few minutes, here it is, and we are deployed on Binance Smart Chain and on Arbitrum. And what we need to do now is to create some value, or to create a slot, and the first slot will be for 1-bedroom apartments, and the units are just apartments. Sign the transaction, and there's a signal sent across chain, the MPC network, so that both parts of the RWA on both chains will have the same slot. After a few minutes, it'll appear. Just refresh the page, and now you can see the 1-bedroom apartment slot is on both chains. And let's add a second slot for 2-bedroom apartments now, a different asset class within the same RWA. Slot 1, 2-bedroom apartments, and again the units are apartments. Sign the transaction, wait for the MPC network to sign cross-chain. It appears straight away on Arbitrum. We could have done it the other way around, done it from Binance Smart Chain to Arbitrum. We can add extra chains if we wish to at this stage, but we'll just keep it simple here. So now after a few minutes you see that we've got both asset classes on both chains, and you can there see that we have with the token admin for both parts of that RWA. Next job is to actually create some apartments. So we'll start off with 1-bedroom apartments, and we'll create 20 of those on Arbitrum. We'll sign that. And very quickly we'll see that 20 bedrooms have been created, and we actually hold those assets ourselves in our admin wallet, the 20 apartments. And let's create some 2-bedroom apartments, but this time on Binance Smart Chain. So we switch chains, mint 10 apartments, and they will appear on Binance Smart Chain. And there you can see them, 10 on one chain, 20 on another. And what we can do now is we can actually transfer apartments to another wallet. For this demo, let's just choose our own wallet, and we'll just send some apartments cross-chain from Arbitrum to Binance Smart Chain, 2.5 apartments. Just choose the chain you want to Arbitrum from Binance Smart Chain. Sign the transaction, wait a few minutes, and you can see that they've been removed, they've disappeared from Binance Smart Chain, and after a few minutes they appear on Arbitrum. So now we've got some 2-bedroom and 1-bedroom apartments on Arbitrum. Of course, you can't transfer between those two because they're different asset classes. Okay, so now we've shown how to create assets, how to mint assets, how to transfer them cross-chain, and they can be transferred on the same chain, of course, without using MPC network. Let's describe the assets. And first of all, you need to create an issuer entry form. Here's one describing the issuer, and everyone has to do this, so that everyone knows who's issuing this RWA. And we sign this, and what happens is that this record is kept on BNB Greenfield decentralized storage. And here we're creating that object on Greenfield. Just wait a few seconds and that signature will be signed and the object is created, the issuer object is created, and after a few more minutes the MPC network will store the checksum of that file on both chains, Binance and Arbitrum. And here let's just switch over to the other chain, Binance Smart Chain, and just see if we can actually access that issuer record from Binance Smart Chain. So we'll just pick up the same tab, and this time we'll sync from Greenfield, and here you can see it's picked up the same data. This only happens because the checksum is stored on both blockchains in the RWA. There are many other classes of objects that we can create to describe this RWA also, so let's just take a few of them. You can create just a general notice about anything. You can describe the provenance, how the asset is stored, as if it's in a special purpose vehicle or a trust, and that it's unique. You can create valuation for asset-backed securities, the value by a third-party company that values that asset. You can give a credit rating to the asset, or a credit rating company can. You can make legal statements. You can make financial statements like profit and loss, balance sheet from the accountant, and so on. Who's giving that? You can upload prospectus information for an equity-based RWA. You can upload details about a security license from a regulator, including the number and the authority. Here you can upload due diligence from some management consultancy companies regarding your company, how to retrieve the assets, recovering a real asset to redeem with tokens, and the cost and the time for that to happen. Who can invest in the RWA? Is KYC required? Which countries are allowed? Which ones aren't? We can upload images, and here we can just upload, say, a floor plan for one of the apartments, the 2-bedroom apartments. We're doing this on Binance Smart Chain, from Binance Smart Chain. We just add some descriptive text. Select a file, upload it. There you can see the floor plan now. PNG, we submit it. Sign it. There's a cost for that in USDT. Sign the transaction, upload the object to Greenfield, decentralized storage. Costs a little bit of BNB gas to do that from your wallet. Success. And that after a few minutes it'll go cross-chain. The checksum will be transferred over to Arbitrum. So let's just switch over to Arbitrum now. And if we just click on the image, and this time we sync from storage, and it recognizes that the checksum is the same, and yes, there is the image still linked to the RWA. So both chains access the same decentralized data describing the RWA. And here we can upload a video just to show how that happens. The size of data you can upload is, you can have a very large volume. So it's just an example video of a coastline and typical scenery in the area. Just choose the file. We have the MP4, and you could actually just play it here once it's uploaded. It's very quick. But here we'll submit the object to Greenfield, store it, pay the USDT, sign the transaction on Greenfield. After a few seconds it's there, and then after a few minutes the MPC network transfers the checksum over to the other blockchain. So let's just flip over to Binance Smart Chain this time and see if we can redeem that Greenfield object. Sync from storage, it recognizes the checksum as being identical, and there we have it. And well, let's just play it. You can play the video anyway. So that's just an illustration of uploading media associated with the RWA, connected to it, and in future versions of AssetX you'll be able to list all the information associated with the RWA. So where are we? In the token admin section here you can see that we can do things like we can change the issuer to a new wallet address, we can lock the RWA so that there can be no further minting or storage or any other changes to the RWA, and in future we'll include the uploading of dividends. The smart contracts are done for that, so that investors can get their income, and also KYC, submit their KYC with ZK proofs, and there'll be whitelist and country whitelist and country blacklists and accredited investor registration as well. So thank you very much for listening.